I mean, I like to stretch at the same time and do certain things at the same time. And that's probably one of the biggest things is what time it is and where I have to be.
In Pittsburgh tonight, with the Phoenix Coyotes in town, the Pens are intent on snapping their 2-game losing streak. As always, the players arrive through the northwest entrance of the Consol Energy Center. Sidney Crosby, though, takes a different path than his teammates. A long and circuitous route designed specifically not to pass the visitors' locker room. For Crosby, riding a 20-game point streak, game days are filled with a series of very specific routines, like this one.
There's probably a few that are borderline crazy, but I guess we're all crazy in our own way. But you're not going to have any trouble finding me at a certain time before a game. It's the same every single game.
Sticks are taped just so. There's a 5 p.m. peanut butter and jelly sandwich with particular brands of each. Then comes a soccer kick-around, a hockey tradition a group of Penguins take part in.
That's so bad.
Stretches performed in a certain order. And then he puts on his lucky cup, the same one he's been wearing for years. Just before the team takes the ice, there's one more routine. A special handshake with the only player who skates out after him.
Back to Vancouver, different players have different rituals pre-game. I'm not sure if this is something that Dustin Brown does all the time, but headed out to the bench around 5 o'clock, took all the pucks, stacked them, and gave him a little twist. LA, left him there, proud of his work, and John, at least we know he can spell.
That's pretty clever.
That is very nicely done.
Before a game.
Lady Gaga.
An underestimate. No, I'm telling you, this guy listens to the hardest rock I think I've ever heard. Pretty awesome.
I mean, it gets me going, but that just gets me excited coming into the rink. My thing is I come out last from the dressing room, going on the ice for warm-up, in between the periods and everything, and I'm the last guy off of the ice and warm-up. That's my thing.
I think for me, I used to have these little superstitions too. I think now it's more turned into like a routine type of thing where you just kind of try to do the same thing every night. If you don't, it's not a big deal, but just try to stick to the same routine.
When I come to the rink, I always do the same things. I have a long list. When it's time to put the equipment on, I put it on the same way. The music I listen to is always the same. Always nap. I would say 95% of the guys sleep in the afternoon, just to nap and take a deep breath. And then when I walk out to the ice, I always hit the wall once before the first period, twice before the second period, and 3 times before the third period. And last playoffs, we had a game that went into 6 periods. So it was kind of hard to hit 6 times before I left the locker room. It was like, I had to be really fast, but it worked. The reason why you do it, I think it's just to get into a place where you feel very comfortable and confident and ready to play. It sounds weird for someone that maybe never do things like this, but when you do something so often and you play under a lot of pressure, you want to do a few things that gets you into a comfort zone.
Rink early. I don't know if I'm the first one, but one of the first ones there. And as soon as I get there, it's just all you're dialed in and you're just focused on the game. And for those 2.5 hours before the game, it's I'm not very talkative, not very social at all. I'm just kind of sitting in my stall, and then I guess one of the quirky things I do is I turtle, I guess you could call it. I stick my head in my shoulder pads, 5-10 minutes before we go out, and for me it just kind of feels like shut everything out, whether the music playing or guys are talking, and I kind of just go in there and it's a little quieter. I can focus, a little quiet bubble I put myself in. For me, the national anthem is kind of the last time I take to think and prepare. and maybe the most intense time too, because obviously there's a lot of things swirling around your mind or in your head, and what could happen during the game, what could go wrong, what could go well, and stuff like that. So you kind of use that minute and a half to collect all your thoughts, and me personally, I use it to pray a little bit and just get focused in for the game, and when they're done singing, I'm usually ready to go and ready for whatever may come. It's pretty exciting to be able to have the opportunity to make or break your team. You can make that big save at the end of the game and give your team a chance, and so it's definitely an exciting position by that.
For many athletes, getting ready for a game requires as much mental preparedness as physical. For goaltender Steve Mason, music plays a part in his daily pregame routine.
When I first got to this organization, that was when I first started going out to the bench and kind of just being my own little space. There's a lot of motivation leading up to a game, but that's kind of my time just to kind of sit back and have that calm before the storm.
Being on the bench before game time is not just a chance for Mason to listen to his iPod, but also a time to reflect on previous performances.
I just sit on the bench and I kind of focus in on the crease area of the ice and kind of envision myself making saves, and a lot of that visualization goes into the game.
Even when on the road, the Flyers goaltender carries his tradition away from the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, I do on the road before every game, with the exception of games that I don't play.
But no matter the location, the playlist never changes.
I got a lot of stuff on my iPod, but on my pregame list I have a little bit of the newer country, some Dierks Bentley.
So I hold on.
Have some harder stuff from Avenged Sevenfold, Disturbed, Breaking Benjamin, things like that. I don't change anything regardless of what game we're playing. It could be for the Stanley Cup or a regular season opener. I prepare the same way for every game.
For me, I usually get to the rink 2 hours and 45 minutes before a game. It's a little bit earlier than most. Me and 2 other guys on my team. I tape my sticks. I then get a massage after riding the bike for 10 minutes. Then I'll go and jump in the cold tub after massage. I'll stretch, I'll play soccer, and that's kind of it. And go get ready for a pregame skate.
I try to stick to a routine, get to the rink about 2.5 hours early. I'd eat different thing for a 12 o'clock game than I would for a 7 o'clock game, but
I eat all the time spaghetti before the game. It doesn't matter what time the game is.
like he wakes up at 8 o'clock and eats spaghetti and chicken at 8:15. My program is just, get my sticks ready, stretch a little bit. We play soccer before the game just as a warm-up, and then you just got to get dialed in, ready for the actual game.
Yeah, my routine is the same. Eat the same food before the game. Spaghetti. Check out my gear, my sticks. After that, fresh it up and go.
I like all types of music, so I don't control it. Sit back and relax.
I like techno. I like DJ stuff. The guys like to listen to country stuff, so I hate it.
Leaves the room.
Yeah, I leave the room, and I get bored somewhere. I just put my iPad and play my music.
My one ritual is after pregame skate, I'll come in, sit on the couch for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and watch the sports talk show on the NHL Network with Darren Millard and Doug McLean.
It's nice to catch up with sleep during the day and stuff. So
В день игры, поспать 1,5 часа.
Play Xbox. Have a big salad always, Caesar salad or just a salad with ranch on it.
You definitely try and follow the meal plan, and you can't really do one without the other. So there's no point in working hard if you're not going to eat right.
На обед я ем макароны. Перед этим, кстати, всегда суп куриный.